I've spoken about it before. The unemployment rate in the country is staggering, and sadly poorer communities are facing the brunt of it. Yes, we can say that government is providing jobs, but it isn't enough. We can look at stats and say that this is what needs to be done, but we also need to take into account that newly graduated students and school dropouts are also joining the job seekers list. So what can we do about it? Firstly, before we can speak about what can or should be done about the unemployment rate, we need to take a look at the stats. According to a finding last month, South Africa's unemployment in the first quarter of 2017 increased by 1.2 of a percentage point to 27.7%, the highest figure since September 2003. Palele Horsla, Statistician General of Statistics South Africa, released the quarterly Labour Force Survey for the first quarter of this year in Pretoria, saying that the growth in employment was offset by the increase in the number of job seekers who entered the market in the beginning of the year. Then in 2015, DA leader Musi Maimane said that the reality is that unemployment amongst black South Africans stands at 39% compared to 8.3% among white South Africans. So we can see that there is a racial divide when it comes to employment in the country. We can also see that there might be a gender inequality when it comes to employment as well. According to Professor Anita Bosch of the Stellenbosch University Business School, there is a pay gap between men and women in the workplace. Well, a few weeks ago I had spoken to a student studying at the University of Cape Town who is originally from Switzerland. He had asked me to tell him more about the suffering within communities on the Cape Flats. Firstly, I couldn't answer from a personal experience as I grew up in what many would portray as privilege, but for me it's a middle-class family. For 2 years after matriculating, I had worked for an organization who had provided a service for the Western Cape Education Department in various schools and communities on the Cape Flats. I then had the opportunity to meet and interact with people from areas such as Nova Park, Manenberg, as well as Athlone and Philippi. Now, whilst working at those particular schools, I could see the hardships and struggles many people continue to face. From being rushed to safety as gunfire ensued at a particular school in Manenberg, to witnessing students I had worked with being shot and killed by stray bullets as gang violence intensified. I had also noticed how some children would rely solely on food given to them in the mornings by the school feeding schemes as their parents were unemployed and couldn't afford to buy groceries. And many times I would wake up in the morning and get ready for work, and my heart would bleed as I knew many of these students I'd worked with wanted a better life for themselves. Many of them wanted to get out of these communities plagued with gang violence, teenage pregnancy, and drug abuse. Speaking to the student from Switzerland, I'd explained to him that many of the youth in these communities don't see a way out and they eventually throw in the towel. They see the poverty in their communities and also see that their parents, siblings and other family members are school dropouts, some working for minimum wage while others are unemployed, and they begin to believe that this is the life that they will live as well, living in a cycle of poverty. Now, sadly, many of the youth I had worked with have dropped out of school, have joined the unemployed, or are working for a minimum wage. However, there are the few who have pushed the boundaries, worked hard, have gone to study, others working, and they have made it out of the community, and many of them doing the impossible and being the first in their family to matriculate, get a grade 12. So why I've told you this story is because we can blame ourselves for where we may find ourselves, but we should also realize that we need help in order to achieve our dreams and aspirations. Now, many of the youth I had worked with who had pushed the boundaries, who had matriculated, gone to study further, those are the youth who also needed to be steered into the right direction. When I'd first met them, believe it or not, many of them didn't know what they want to do with their lives. but on a session of self-esteem, they needed to be shown that their community isn't the be-all and end-all of their lives. They needed to be motivated and shown that there are many others like them who had come from their communities or a community with similar struggles and problems than theirs, but have achieved what they had put their mind to. These youth needed to understand that they needed not to join a gang or do drugs or fall pregnant or impregnate a girl before marriage. They needed to be shown that they can own their lives and that whatever they want, they can achieve. Sadly, for many who had the passion and the drive to achieve what they wanted to achieve, have also joined the unemployed because there isn't work for them. A cycle of poverty is rife, and it is sadly growing in South Africa. There are many youth, many people in our country who want to work but can't. I'm saddened by the fact that one particular lady I had met at a restaurant recently was let go from her job because she was involved in a car accident while traveling to the Eastern Cape and had lost her arm because of the accident, and because of it was not able to waitress any longer. Then I drive along the main road and see blind people begging at traffic intersections, while many others too stand with boards which say, the popular one which I just saw recently, "I am hungry, I will do anything for food." I'll say it again. I am hungry, I will do anything for food. Sadly, we only see the external appearance of these people. We only see the dirty fingers, untidy hair, and smelly breath. We don't see the human within them. Yes, we are living in a society where we can't really trust anyone easily anymore, but it is also easy today for us to end up in their shoes than ever before. Factories, businesses are closing their doors, and with it, many join the unemployed. It could be you, it could eventually be me as well. We don't know when, we don't know why, and we don't know how, but I do believe that whatever we give, it comes back to us 100-fold. How many times do we throw away food we don't want? How many times do we let food rot in the back of our fridges? And how many times do we have the time to spend with someone who is suffering, but we decide not to? I believe that our unemployment rate is the way it is, not because there isn't work. It's because many are greedy, and because of it, others suffer, and they suffer badly. My solution to this staggering unemployment rate in the country, which is very rife, is to cut down on the pay of many who pocket bucket loads of money. Cut down on costs and use the money saved on those affected by joblessness in the country, and promote entrepreneurship in the country, and also promote local. It is sad to see that many factories close their doors because we rather decide to buy cheaper by spending on alternative Chinese products. I'm no exception to this. So as we continue to debate on what we can do and how we can do it, as well as what we should do, let us always keep these people who are unemployed in prayer, if that is your thing. And may we remain humble. Give of the much which we have been blessed with, and also give of the time we have available in assisting others and building up communities and building bridges where there may be a divide. Unemployment needn't rise. It is up to us to give the opportunities to others if we are able.